Hi everyone. In today's podcast, we have Anisha with us. And today we will discuss her journey into machine learning and research, which, although it's been going on for quite some time, especially in, you can say, US, where research is big. But in India, this is still fairly a very opaque opportunity. Very few people know how to get into ML, how to get into research, what are the scopes, how you can grow in this field, etc. So for that, today we have Anisha with us, who is our Codex expert on this subject. Introducing Anisha. Currently, she's working as an engineer at Ernest, which is a US-based startup. It's working in the domain of generative AI for construction sector. Before this, she was an AWS machine learning scholar, and then she also went on to pursue MITACS Globalink Research Scholarship in Canada. She actually went there and did some research with professors there. Then she also published a paper on 5G communication systems, which is very cool, again, research based. Then currently, before that, as intern, she worked at Microsoft and was also an engaged scholar. Along with it, she received the GHCI scholarship, and even in the domain of product, she has worked as an intern at FrontRow and won the Backyard Hacks 2.0 hackathon as well. Along with all these things, she is also currently building out Codesk Cafe's ML and research cohort. So that is the kind of star-studded interviewee we have today on the podcast. Thank you so much, Anisha, for giving us your time.
Thank you so much for such a cool introduction. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here and I'm looking forward to have a chat with you.
Awesome. So, Anisha, starting out, firstly, I just want to understand you are actually from a triple E background, right? So, from there,
Right.
how did you actually enter into computer science and how hard was the journey for you?
Okay, so I have like always been a very lost person. I didn't know what to do, what subject to choose, which branch to choose. So I a little bit I had some interest in electrical somehow from 12th. So I thought that let's just go ahead with triple E and we'll see how it goes.
Hmm.
So during my first year, soon I realized that no, I don't think I can do it. I saw a
Hmm.
big, big diagrams, networking and all. And I was like,
Right.
I can't do this. Let's just explore. Let's see where it goes. So I had one, I knew someone from IITs and I myself is from a tier 2 college. So I used to think that let's just see what people from good colleges are doing. So they were doing, code forces, lead code, code chef. So I thought that let's try it out. And I started doing code forces. I gave a few contests and I realized that this is pretty cool. I really liked solving problems. So that's how my journey with code started. And eventually I just realized that it is definitely going to be hard to from switching from triple E to computer science. But I thought that let's just do it. It's not like they are not going to hire me just because of my branch. So yeah, I just went ahead with it. And in our college, you are not supposed to change branches. So I was kind of stuck with triple E. So I had to manage the core subjects as well as computer science subjects. So yeah, that's how it went. But I think I'm really grateful for triple E also because I learned a lot of things. I
Hmm.
did not miss any of exams or any of subject core subjects also. Like I tried balancing it and somehow I succeeded. Not exactly succeeded, but I ended up with good CGPA. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yep.
Awesome. So typically, I think I heard when I joined college, I thought I was also interested in electrical, but I joined CS because I sort of had the grades for it and my parents pushed for it. But I later was very thankful, one, because I joined CS. And I also heard the number of E's that are there in your branch is directly proportional to how much you will suffer in college. Do you also think that something similar? Did you come across this as well?
Right, definitely. So it wasn't just electrical branch, it was electronics and electrical engineering. So we had to study electronics subject also,
Right.
communication also, and core electrical also.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So now that you were in college and you tried out code forces, you started coding. There are so many
Right.
domains that you come across when you join college. You have machine learning, you have research, then you have blockchain was also flourishing recently,
Right.
then IoT, many other things, right? Software, web
Right.
development, Android, everything is growing today. So how did you kind of finalize that, okay, or how did you venture into ML and research in particular? Because it's very difficult, very less known field, very less known domain.
Right. So there was one thing. I already knew about MITACS from class 12. Somehow I was just Googling once that how can I land an internship like internationally, and I just came across DARD internship and MITEX, and I was like, I really want to do it. So it was something there in the back of my mind. And during my first year, what happened is my electrical professor, like I really owe him everything. He was such a great professor. And so he was actually working on some machine learning models. He was actually working on a review paper, which is a which comes under research paper. So
Mhm.
I just randomly went to him and I asked him that I really want to explore whatever you are doing. I really want to, just go to lab and I just want to see that how does this work. So he told me to assist him, and by assistant, I to be honest, I didn't write anything, but yeah, I was always there. I was seeing that what he's doing. So he taught me a lot of stuff, and he taught me that I told him that I really want to go to MITACS. He was from IIT, so MITACS is really famous in IITs. So he guided me and he said that what you can do is you can start working on machine learning. You can try to learn machine learning, and if you like it, you can definitely apply to those projects in machine learning which are there in MITACS. So that's how I started. I tried to learn from Coursera, from YouTube. I just learned the basics of machine learning and Python, and whatever frameworks we have. I learned PyTorch, TensorFlow, etc. And after that I just applied to internships for machine learning.
Okay, so your
And
motivation,
yeah,
yeah.
so there's one more thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. Also during my towards the end of first year, I came to know about AWS scholarship, machine learning scholarship. So yeah, I just applied to it randomly, and it has three phases. The first one is just a basic one, and after that, when you get the scholarship, you get around 3 months to complete it, and you also get a lot of task assignment. And if you complete all of it, you get the badge for AWS Machine Learning Scholar. So
Okay.
yeah, it helped me a lot.
So your motivation, primary motivation was going abroad, and that's how you
Right,
discovered.
right, definitely.
So just tell me one thing, what is the difference between ML and research? Typically, when we are in college, we see these terms getting, I think, talked about very simultaneously.
Right. Okay, so I'll say that research and machine learning are completely apart, right? Because research, you can do research in any field. You can do in biochemistry, biotechnology, in computer science also, in machine learning, which is a part which comes under computer science, or electronics, electrical engineering. So basically, I say that research is just accumulation of all the we have like machine learning or whatever we have other technologies. So if you start working on those technologies, then you can just apply for research internships. So I think these two are very different. Machine learning is just a part. If you learn machine learning, you can become ML engineer, or you can deep dive into research, or you can do masters. So yeah, there are a lot of things. So yeah.
Okay. So you also highlighted that you started doing Coursera courses and a couple of other
Right.
resources that actually helped you start with this ML and research, right? So,
Right.
isme, did you get any guidance from anywhere which courses to pursue, in which order to pursue? Because as I know, there is very little, I think, explanation or guidance out there as to how to pursue ML and research.
Yeah, so I think I went to Coursera, and there was a very famous machine learning course by Stanford. I think, yeah, it was by Stanford, and it was very famous. Everyone used to do it. So I just started with it. I thought, let's do it. It was free. It was free. Like in Coursera, you have two options, right? You can
Right.
either purchase or, yeah. So I just went with the free one. and I really liked it. Apart from that, then I went to my professor and I asked him that what else should I do. I just covered the basic parts, whatever I should know before proceeding with machine learning. So after that, he told me to do a few courses. He just told me that, you can choose a paid one. If it is good, read the reviews. I went to YouTube and I didn't actually get any guidance from anyone. I was very shy. So I never spoke out. I never asked anyone that what should I do till second year. So I explored on my own. I went to YouTube, researched that which is the good course, and I just went ahead with that one.
Got it. So while you were pursuing all these courses, I think at the end, you sort of realized that, okay, I can now start applying for
Right.
experience. And you started off with AWS Machine Learning
Right.
course, right? That is what you mentioned.
Right, right. So initially, as soon as I was done with Python and just the basics of machine learning, I just went ahead and started applying to these uh, what do we say, scholarships. I went ahead and started applying for AWS, and yeah, apart after when I covered that AWS cohort part for the 3 months. I realized I was very confident. I realized that now I can do it because it has so many assignments, and it is time bound, so you
Mhm.
have to complete it. You can't Google it. So yeah, I was very confident. And when I got that badge for AWS Machine Learning Scholarship, I knew that now I can start with the bigger picture. Yeah,
Awesome. And later, I think you applied for the MITACS scholarship and you got that as well. So just wanted to understand how was that exact journey like, applying for it, then the stages that you went through. And after you got the scholarship, how was the experience actually going out to Canada, I believe, and then working with the professors?
so it was very surprising, to be honest, for me, because I I didn't know that if I'll get selected or not, because MITACS, DARD, these are very prestigious research internships, which is what there it was there in my mind that it's very prestigious and only top students from IITs. To be honest, I've never seen until my time, I've never seen someone from tier 2 or tier 3 colleges going for MITACS or DARD. So I was very scared, but I knew that the application is open, so I just went ahead and applied, and I forgot about it. Trust me, I literally forgot about it. And later, I just kept going on in my life. I later then I applied for Engage and stuff, and I was more serious about Engage, getting into Engage, because I knew that somehow I can get into this internship, but my takes is a big no. I don't think I'll be able to get it. So I applied in August, I think, August or September, and I forgot about it. Then what happened is, I just a random day in November, I woke up, I checked my mail, and yeah, it was written that I have been accepted. So it was a huge shock. I just went ahead and called my father, and I told him that I'm going to Canada. And he was like, so how much will I have to pay? And I said nothing. It's fully sponsored. Don't worry about it. So yeah, and it was a COVID year. It was 2021. It was a COVID year. So we still didn't know that whether we'll be able to go or not, because it was totally dependable on the situation. So I was still not sure if I'll be able to go, if I'll have to do the internship online. But luckily, we went and we did internship offline, and I still say it has been like 3 years, but I'll still say it was the best summer of my life. Yeah.
So, what was the experience like? I believe you worked with your professor as well, who has a
Right.
background from IIT, and then you worked there with a professor based out of Canada. So, is there any sort of comparison that you can draw that these things were better there, these things are better here? What did it feel like?
Definitely. So I'll say that people there are very, very, very serious about research.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't see anyone doing coding. If someone is from electronics or electrical branch, they were fully focused on their branch. And there were so many labs. I can't even tell you, I have not seen those big labs, at least in my college.
Mhm.
My college is pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, and the machines there, they had the whole lab for batteries, experiments, and etc. So it was very cool. And I met my professor. He was He was also so there you can have multiple branch, like you can do engineering in multiple branches. So he was a computer science and electrical engineer. So I met him, and yeah, I let him know that I am an electrical engineer. I want to in MITACS, what happens is you already choose your project while you are applying. So my project was based on driverless monitoring system, which is a combination of machine learning, CS and electrical. So I told him that I want to work on both the parts. I want to work on machine learning part also, like I'll code and I'll build the model, but I also want to do the hardware stuff if you can guide me. So
Mhm.
he was very lenient, and he provided me with a lot of resources. He guided me, and he told me that you can go and connect with these PhD students. They'll let you know how to proceed with the project. He gave me a lot of papers to read, a lot of, I mean, there were around 25 papers to be read. And yeah, so it was a very good experience. We worked on this project, driverless monitoring system. There was me, and there were also other PhD students, master students, and my professor. So it was very good, and nobody treated me like I'm a junior or something. So everyone was equal. And there, I think, the biggest difference which I saw is you can speak a lot and anything with your professor, and they'll just hear you. You don't have to raise your hand and ask question. You can just go ahead and ask him that, how does this work, etc. And they'll do their best to help you out. So this was the biggest thing. Yeah, and later we published paper also, research paper. So yeah, it was really cool.
Awesome. So I think I also sort of published a research paper. It was like a semi-decent one. Part of it was a requirement to get one of the courses, to complete one of the courses in college. I think in India, uh, and this is unfortunate, but what I heard from a lot of professors was just, and not just my college, it happens across colleges, is just that there's no focus on real innovation as such. They just tell you that, okay, go ahead and copy some research paper, just flip around a few terms, introduce unnecessary mathematics, and you will have something new at your hand, just publish it somewhere. This is the kind of research that
Right.
at least was recommended to me, which it's since few colleges, some colleges actually go ahead and do good research as well. But I think that culture of actually opening up, going one step forward and doing research, that I think that has yet to come to India, which is, I think, much more prevalent abroad.
Right, definitely. Here we focus more on, I mean, I'm not sure, but we don't exactly focus on academics here. This is what I feel. I might be wrong, definitely, but this is what I feel. Like we just follow the herd. Even I followed the herd, right? I saw that people are doing code forces. I just went ahead with code
Yeah.
forces. I won't say there's anything wrong with it, but you should definitely explore, definitely. And there are people who are into academics as well, who go to masters, and they study further, they go for PhD. But in India, the PhD culture or the master culture has still not came yet. Yes.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of progress to do there because in India, there's a lot more focus on, I think, building upon whatever research is available or making use of
Mm.
it to sell products, etc. But coming up with original ideas, there is still, I think, some development that we have to do there. Even in PhDs, what I found is a lot of emphasis is on to getting a PhD and then sort of sitting in a institute and teaching. It's not exactly doing
Right.
PhD and then you join a company in their R&D sector, which happens abroad. That is why I think
Right.
they sort of have that incentive to actually go ahead and study so that they can get good salaries. In India, it's just about becoming a professor. So a lot of very good talent is not exactly going into research, unfortunately.
Right. And also, I think there are big companies here for research. Like for example, I mean, we do, to be honest, we have Adobe, etc., but we don't have OpenAI or anything, something like that. But also, if you'll see that in even in OpenAI or any other research company, we have a lot of Indians. So I think that I think it's still going on even in Adobe Research or in India. You can't directly join Adobe Research or Google Research just after graduating. You just can't. So it's pretty tough here. And the competition, of course, there's a lot of competition. So you'll have to beat those guys those students who are at the top from IITs, because IITs definitely focus more on research.
Right.
So I think this is why people try to go ahead with the familiar option, maybe. Yeah.
Mhm. Got it. So while we are on this subject, I think you also published a research paper on 5G communication systems, which is very, very cool. So how did that happen? Like, what was the motivation to publish the research paper? What was the process like?
Yeah, this was my independent research paper. It was not related to my tax, and I returned to my college in my last year, and yeah, we also have some kind of that you'll have to publish a research paper if you want. Yeah, if you want to complete this course, it is mandatory. So I didn't plan originally, but then I think 5G was a very, very, very famous, very trending that time.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead with the topic. I researched about it, and I went to my same professor, and I just told them that I'll need your guidance, because you need one professor
Yeah.
to at least to get your paper published, because you can't do it alone. You'll have to pay a lot of money. So yeah, that's how I just went to him. I showed him my paper, and I told him that let me know what else can we do. He refactored it. He told me that we can add these stuff, or you can work on these models. So after like four months, yeah, after 4 months we presented it in a conference, and luckily it got selected. So, and that's how we went ahead with it.
Got it. So what did it feel like? I mean, publishing a research paper and going to a conference. Mine was during COVID, so I couldn't go. But what was that experience like?
Yeah, so to be honest, I couldn't go also. It was somewhere in Bangkok, and I had my end sem exams, right? I had my end sem exams, and I just couldn't go, but my professor went. And yeah, so he later recorded everything for me, and he told me that it was a very good experience. He has been to a lot of conferences, and there I was also connected with him on Google Meet. So when he was presenting, I was also there in the frame, and I was also like presenting from the video cam only, right?
Awesome, yeah. So I think you were very fortunate, or you pushed a lot, so you were able to find out about AWS Machine Learning Scholarship and then MITACS as well. But what about others? If anyone wants to research besides these opportunities, what all opportunities are there? Other than just simply Googling, is there any better way to find out any such opportunities in general that keep coming up?
Right, definitely. So recently, I saw a GitHub repo, and it's not just one GitHub repo. There are a lot of GitHub repo. You are just one search away. If you'll search that, if you'll just go to Google and search international research internship opportunities for Indian students, you'll find a list, a ton, a tons of list. Like it will have so there are just two famous internships, DAD and MITACS, but there's a lot of my friends after MITACS also, they went to Japan for OIST internship. It is also fully paid, and it's for 2 months, I think, in Japan. You go there and research, and there's one more for Taiwan, and there's one more for a US. Yeah, for US you have a lot of, like, you have much prestigious scholarships. For example, there is RISS scholarship, research scholarship, and it only selects, I'm not exactly sure, but I it selects only 10 to 20 students from all over the world. So it's highly competitive, but it's really good. It's for CMU college. Yeah, so there are a lot of internship. You just have to go and Google it. That's it. If you'll go and Google, you'll find a list of opportunities. Just apply to each of them. Apply to each of them. Like because sometimes what happens is your luck also plays a very good role in these. So you never know why you get selected, to be honest, because I'm not saying there were not people who were better than me. There might be people who were a lot better than me, but I would say somehow I got lucky. So yeah, luck also plays a very big part. So just go Google and you'll find a tons of opportunity and apply everywhere. Like don't hesitate, just apply. Even if you just know the basic of machine learning, just go and apply. Because when you will go for the internship, when you will go there, you will have a lot of opportunity to learn new things, and nobody is going to judge you that oh you don't know PyTorch or you don't know TensorFlow. So they'll give you time. They'll give you a lot of time to learn and then do the research. So yeah.
So again, I think while you had all these experiences, you also went on to be an intern at Microsoft, and along with it, you also did product internships at FrontRow and some in program management as well. So
Right.
I just wanted to understand what exactly did you find engaging, interesting, fascinating about ML and research in particular that you've stuck to it rather than explore all these other fields?
Yeah, so before actually exploring machine learning, I was very fascinated with the term product manager. It was very new to me. It was very new to me. I knew what machine learning is, what a software developer is, but I never knew what a product manager is. And to be honest, I never knew that you can actually become a product manager even if you just graduate right after college. I didn't know that some people actually have that option. I thought that you can only become product manager after certain years or after doing MBAs. But I came across one opportunity at FrontRow. Uh, it was for project operations first. So I applied to it, and I did that internship for 3 months. And after that, I just went ahead and talked to my senior, my manager, and I told him that I really, really, really want to explore the product management part. So please let me know. And he was very good, and he just told me, yeah, go ahead and explore. So I did that internship for 5 months, the product management internship. I really like that also, but machine learning just like stuck to me. I stuck to machine learning because it was very fascinating for me. I loved building models and implementing it. So yeah.
So I think different fields, anyone who's getting into them, there are some traits that kind of fit in, right? Let's say if it's
Right.
about machine learning, I believe you
Right.
have to be very, how do I say, patient and persistent because you have to do a lot of fine tuning and stuff. So did you notice that there are any particular criterias or you can say personality traits that would probably enjoy ML and research more than you can say software engineering, etc.?
Yeah. So also in machine learning, you can't be sure that if you will definitely get a job into this field, because there are like very less options for machine learning engineers, at least in India. So you should be very patient, and you should have that mind that whatever I'm doing, I know I'll succeed in it. At least not now, then at least after 6 months or 1 year, I'll definitely succeed with it. You should not just go and explore machine learning just because it sounds exciting. You are doing it, you are liking it, but then you realize that it is not going to pay me well. Then you leave it and you go ahead with software engineering. I don't think you should do it. If you really want it, you should stick with it. And also another criteria is if you want to do masters maybe, because machine learning you'll have to learn a lot. You can't just there's no criteria that if you'll do 6 months, if you'll just do 6 months for learn 6 months machine learning from any course, you will succeed. No, you'll have to learn a lot. Machine learning is a wide field, very wide. So if you want to further pursue it during masters, you should definitely go ahead with machine learning. And if you just want to do it during graduation and just want to go for jobs, I don't think you should go ahead with that. You can simply do software engineering. And yeah, this is how I think you should I would criterize. I would give criteria that this is how you should choose machine learning. There's one more thing. The last thing is you will have to be very patient, because the frustration is real when your research paper doesn't get published. It get rejected a lot of times. Like my research paper have been rejected at least 3 times before getting published. So you'll have to be very patient, and you should definitely have one mentor. It can he or she can be your professor or your friend or your anyone senior from your college, but you should definitely have one mentor, because you otherwise you won't be able to figure it out that what else you can do after learning machine learning or in any field, to be honest. Yeah.
So I think while you started machine learning, there were very few resources and you had to kind of make your own way. But now that you have been into the field for so long, do you have any advice for anyone who is starting out today? What steps to follow, what resources to pursue?
Yeah, so as you said that I have been also taking machine learning cohort in Codis. So during these period, I have came across a lot of questions where students ask me that I have done Python and I have done TensorFlow, but I don't know how to proceed with it. I don't know what to do now. Should I go for Kaggle? Should I use like how should I build my model, or should I learn more and then imply? So what I say is, even if you know basic, just get started with it. Just go ahead. If you have learned the basics, you can just go ahead on Google and just search that. I know these tech stacks. What can I build from this? So there's going to be a lot of projects. Initially, what you can do is you can watch and make your project. But after I think 2 3 projects, you will definitely be confident enough to make your own project without any help, and you can just learn on the go. You don't have to first learn and then apply it. You can just learn on the go. You'll come across a lot of new stuff while building, so then you will realize that, oh, I can also go ahead and try this, learn this. So this is what you can do. You don't have to learn and then wait for building anything, right? And there are tons of opportunities, tons of uh, uh, courses courses available on Google. So just explore, that's it, and ask questions a lot. Go on LinkedIn and text people, like just find any ML engineer where you want to work and just text him that, hey, I really liked your profile, I really liked your journey, can you please guide me, how did you went ahead with it and join this company? Just go ahead and ask questions, they can guide you much better. So yeah.
So lastly, for anyone who I think after seeing this podcast is interested in machine learning and research, what would you suggest? Like, firstly, would you suggest staying in India or going abroad, pursuing masters for it? I think you briefly touched upon it. And
Yeah.
the opportunity is better abroad, or maybe they can pursue it there and then come back to India.
So I think for the first question, I would definitely say that if you have the opportunity, if you have the money, you should definitely go abroad, because there you will find a lot of people who will have like same mind as you, who wants to build same thing as you, and you will meet a lot of interesting people who does not even belong to engineering part, who might have done something in commerce and now they are exploring machine learning. So you should meet different people. In India, you won't be able to find this much diversity. So I would definitely say go to abroad. You will find bigger labs, much better labs, much better, not exactly much better professors. We have great professors here, definitely, I'll say that. But yeah, there I think you'll have bigger opportunities. For answering your second question, yeah, opportunities, there are a lot, like a lot in abroad. Even like you can just go ahead and learn machine learning and just apply. They won't even care if you are from engineering or if you're from triple E branch or computer science branch. Even a chemical engineer there can become a machine learning engineer. So definitely you should definitely go abroad. This is what I'll say.
And typically, I'm assuming that people who do venture abroad and pursue machine learning or research as such, they will be able to get into all these big companies like your Google, Microsoft, Tesla is another big one which is doing a lot of research.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
you can go in the research departments and then I think earn big bucks also. There's no limit as to how much you can earn as a research.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
after working there, you can also come back to India and join the research companies which are here. For example, Google Research or Adobe Research. Adobe Research, I think that it's very good. Like it's my dream to work there once. So they pay you a lot, and there they have machine learning engineers or researchers who have done their masters from Stanford and Harvard. So I think you can definitely come back to India after spending some time there, exploring everything, and you can just come back here and yeah, give back to the country maybe.
Does it pay as well as software engineering? Because from what I've heard, if you are in a fan company and you work for let's say 7 to 8 years, you are probably going
Right.
to earn more than 1 CR. So any number there? Like, do you have any idea?
I would just say that if you have done masters in back in US or somewhere else, if you come back after working there, if you come back to India, I can assure you that those research positions are going to pay you much more than software developers.
Really?
Yeah, even internships, like even if you'll see people who are from Triple IT Hyderabad, which is very much research focused, my friends, they got into Adobe Research, and yeah, they were earning more than a software internship. So yeah.
Cool. So that was it for today. Thank you so much, Anisha, for taking out the time. I learned a lot because I think I had a lot of confusions, and especially about the salary part. I thought software engineers are doing better, but it turns out that's not exactly the case always. So thank you so much for taking out the time
Uh,
and helping out our students.
yeah. Yeah, it was really great to be here, and I just want to wish everyone all the best and just explore. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Chalo. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.